Hey, afternoon there everyone. Got a couple of little projects we're working on today on the S70 TDI here. Firstly we're going to do oil change on the engine, and secondly oil change on the automatic gearbox. No, there's not been any videos for a while, but don't know about you all, but personally I absolutely hate winter, and coming out here to turn wrenches when it's freezing cold is not exactly high on the priority list unless it's absolutely necessary. So hope you all had a good New Year's and holidays. Very belated Happy New Year there, but nothing untoward has happened with the S70 over the last few months, so I've had no reason to be out here. We're just kicking off the year really with routine maintenance, so gonna get to it and hope you find these couple of videos useful. Okay, first thing we need to do is take this turbo tube out of the way. You're going to need just a large flat blade screwdriver. Just take that clamp loose there. Take that clamp loose up there. Next, what you're going to need is a pair of pliers just to take that spring clamp loose down there. Just work that vacuum line off there, and then a turbo tube. Should put that out of the way. Next, we need to take off the engine top cover. You're going to need a ratchet and if you have a TDI, by that I mean an 850 or SV70 that's badged as TDI, you're going to need a T40 to get the screws off the top. However, if you have a 2.5D, you'll need a T30, and I know that because I swiped that screw off a 2.5D in the scrapyard, but those three are original to the car, so it's a different size. Although from what I can tell, the thread on the screw is the same. We've simply changed the head for some reason, but there we go. Okay, obviously several different ways to go about this. I use a suction pump to get the oil out, so that's what you're going to see. Because the filter is round the back on top on these engines, there's no need to get underneath the car if you don't want to. Obviously if you don't have access to the suction pump, you're going to have to put the car on stands or drive it up on ramps in order to be able to do this, but I'm fortunate enough to have the pump to hand, so I'm going to go and get that now. I think that car outside needs some attention to the brakes. Okay, so you just pass the suction tube down the dipstick, connect the other end onto the pump and start pumping. You see, almost immediately you can see the oil drawing out of the engine there. When you feel the pump has built up plenty of vacuum inside it, you just stop pumping and leave it to siphon here. There's about 6 litres oil in this engine, so it takes a little bit of time to suction it all out. I won't make you all wait for the full 6 litres to come out, I'll cut the video here and I'll be right back with you. In fact, before I cut you off, while this is suctioning, it's a good time to go and get hold of a small drain pan, something like, you know, washing up basin, because you'll need that to go underneath for when you unscrew the filter. Oh yeah, great news. Seems like my neighbour's got a dog. Wonderful. I use this type of attachment for the ratchet. As you turn on the back, tightens up and clamps onto the filter to remove it. There are obviously other types you can get hold of, but working space is a little bit limited down there at the back. So this one seems to work quite nicely. Actually, what I should say to you, before you go ahead and take the filter off, I'm going to take a few sheets of kitchen paper or a rag or something, and if you just pass your hand underneath the filter, there's like a metal plate underneath the filter. I'll show you it in a minute when I get the filter out of the way, because you won't be able to see it for now, but basically you want to put some paper between the plate and the filter. I'll explain that in a minute, why you want to do that. Torches on the blink. Yeah, so just take your time when you're working down here, because you're very close to the diesel filter and all its lines. It would be quite easy to get something snagged and cause yourself a problem, so just a little bit of patience, it should be fine. Okay, looks like I'm going to have to rethink this a little bit. It's not actually got on the type of filter that I usually use, so it's a little bit different on the end. I'll show you that afterwards. So I'm going to have to try with one of these chain straps. Okay, it's finally come loose. Okay, so as the filter comes towards the end of its thread, you want to reach in with your other hand, get a hold of the top of it, and as it comes off, you want to quickly turn it upright, like that way, in order to prevent the oil from spilling. Now, I hope you can see that there. There's actually that fitting on the bottom of it, which was preventing me from getting in the type of tool I normally use, but the replacement filter doesn't have that, so that's not going to be a problem. Just get the pump up. I think that's about getting to the end there now. 6 litres in the can. Okay, I'll show you that plate I was talking about now. Oh yeah, if anyone wants any used engine oil, let me know. Got about about 75 litres over there if you're interested. Okay, hopefully that's coming out on the camera. If you can see down there, see where that tissue paper is. The reason I put that there is to stop oil draining towards. So as you unscrew the filter from down there, that'll prevent oil from draining this way. If you've actually seen my timing belt videos, you probably remember all the mess that was down inside the timing case. There was that oil residue when I did those videos, which I found, which I actually thought was the crank seal, but it wasn't. It turned out to be just oil seeping down from here. So that paper, the stuff down there, serves to help funnel the oil the other way, and there's a metal plate there connected to a pipe which will channel the oil away as you unscrew the filter, and it'll drain down into the container. Okay, so next thing you want to do is just have a clean up down here on the surfaces where the replacement filter is going to go. Just wipe off any excess oil. And withdraw that paper that you put in there earlier on. Okay, so next thing you want to do is get your replacement oil filter. This is a Genuine Parts one, it's what I normally use. It's different from the one that you'd find on the 5-cylinder petrols on these engines. It's actually unique to the D5252T. You may find that the dealer doesn't actually have it in stock. You have to special order it, or you can find them on eBay. Just take a little dab of clean engine oil onto your finger, rub it around the seal. That will help you get the filter on. Help you get the filter off next time. So just take it down that way, and then when you get it close to the filter housing, turn it sideways onto the thread and just carefully turn it on, being careful not to cross thread it. Unfortunately, because the filter goes onto the engine sideways, you can't fill the filter with oil beforehand or it'll go all over the place, which is what I would usually do when doing the oil in a car, but it's just not possible in this case. Hands nice and dry. Also the outside of the filter white. Just screw it on as tight as you can by hand. You shouldn't need to use any tools when putting a filter on. Hand tight should be fine. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to have another quick try with the pump. Doesn't appear to be any more coming out of there. It's definitely 6 litres in the pump there, so go ahead and withdraw the tube and wipe it off. Okay, so after you've got the oil out by whatever means, you need to refill it. You take your oil cap off the top. Just give the oil cap and the dipstick a wipe down before you start filling up. I'm going to be using a 5W40 full synthetic. The grade will vary slightly depending on which oil manufacturer you choose to supply your oil. Only thing I would strongly advise is to use a full synthetic oil in this, because it's a turbo and it's got a much higher detergent content and will keep your engine cleaner for longer. So I'll be right back with some new oil. Okay, so I've got 5 litres of oil here in this jug. I tend to buy my oil in like bulk 25 litre containers, so I use this jug to get it to the car, because if I try and bring that container over here, I'll spill it everywhere. So just go ahead and pour the full 5 litres in. Right, okay, after you've put the 5 litres in, give it a few minutes for it to drain down into the sump, and then go ahead, get your dipstick, dip down there and take a look at it. So it's about halfway, well rather it was before it dripped down the stick, between the minimum and the maximum. Just try again and show you that. You can see that there, it's about halfway, so go ahead and stick that cap back on. And I'll just put the turbo tube back on loosely. There's no need to do the clips up at this point, it's just a precaution to make sure nothing gets sucked into the intake there. I know it's very unlikely, but I just like to be careful. What I'm going to do now is go ahead, start the engine and just let it run until the oil pressure light goes out, and then switch the engine back off. While the oil pressure light is on, basically what it means is the oil hasn't yet filled up the filter and began to circulate properly through the engine, so don't rev the engine at all while the oil pressure light is on, or you'll do some damage. Just pop the dipstick back in there. I should say the final thing before you start the engine up, just to have a quick check round. You haven't left any tools anywhere near, like the auxiliary drive belt, anything like that. I know I've got some things up on the top there, but they should be fine. Okay, after you've done that, you take the oil filler cap back off, take your dipstick out again, wipe it off. Again, what you need to do is just wait a few minutes for the oil to drain back down to the sump, and then you're going to re-dip the oil, check the level and top it back up. I'll be back with you in a few minutes. I'll just use the time to tidy up a bit. Okay, so after you've given that a few minutes to drain down, what you do is take your dipstick, dip it again, have a look at it. That is, at the moment, literally on the minimum mark, which is exactly where 5 litres should get you in this engine. So I'm just going to leave that. Let's come back to it in another couple of minutes. Just double check that. If it hasn't moved, I need to add exactly 1 more litre. Okay, let's give this one more check. Yep, hasn't moved. Okay, so you need to get yourself 1 more litre and pour that in. Or, you know, if you're absolutely sure you've got all the oil out, just add 6 litres from the beginning. Double check you've got the right amount in at the end, but word of caution there is to be absolutely sure that the filter you're using is the proper capacity and that you drain the engine completely so that you don't overfill it. Okay, so once you've let that sit for a good while, you're going to come back, dip the oil again and see where it is on your stick. And that's showing about that's about space for another 400 mils, and come to think about it, although I know I said it was 6 litres, I've got 6 litres in the pump, but of course some oil does stay in the filter and I had to drain that out before I put the filter into the recycling box over there, so I'm going to go ahead and get another 400 mils of oil and put that in. Throw that on the floor, fine. Okay, so that's full now. Okay, once you've satisfied yourself that you've got the full quantity of oil into the engine, what you need to do, check around the filter for leaks and also check around the drain plug underneath if you took your oil out that way for any leaks that might occur there. Not a bad idea to have a good check around while you're in here, see if there's any other leaks coming from anywhere else. Once you've satisfied yourself that there aren't any leaks or fixed any leaks that you found, take that turbo tube back off again, put your top cover on, screw down the 4 bolts, put the turbo tube back on, doing up the 2 clamps and making sure you get that vacuum line over here back on, that one there, and that's pretty much it. Also then, final check through the engine bay, make sure you've not left any tools or anything else in the way. So I hope you found this useful, and if you'd like to stay with me, I'm going to do the gearbox in the next video. So take care, we'll see you in the next one. Okay folks, just want to issue a little correction to the oil change video. I discovered when I started the car up and rolled it back, there was a little bit of a puddle of fresh oil on the floor. I think what it was is when I was putting the 5 litres of oil in initially, I actually overflowed and spilt some of it down the back of the engine. So the oil capacity on this might actually be closer to 6 than 6.5 litres, so just bear that in mind when you're filling the thing up.